Hello everyone, this is Mystic Goddess with your general reading. So today we're going to see what the person who is on your mind is afraid to tell you. This reading is for everyone of every zodiac sign, so feel free to switch the energies around as needed. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into these messages. Give me messages, please, Holy Spirit, for everyone that watches this reading. When it comes to the person who is on my viewer's mind, what is that person afraid to tell my viewers? What is that person afraid to tell my viewers? Two more shuffles. All right, so let's see what comes out here. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, we have lack of self-commitment. This person does not believe in themselves, okay? They could have low self-esteem, or this is someone who's really insecure. Right beside that, we have unprocessed past traumas. I feel as though insecurity was instilled within this person, and it's coming out like it stems from childhood. They have a lot of traumas from their past that they try and keep buried. At the top of the deck, we have feeling not good enough. Wow. Thank you for the confirmation, Holy Spirit. So they don't feel good enough. This is someone who's very insecure. For some of you, they could have sabotaged the connection due to feeling less than or feeling unworthy of you. It's giving energy of someone instilling within this person that they're lacking in some way, like they're a failure, they can't do anything right, something along those lines. So there's a lot of past trauma that this person needs to work through. Give me more. See, they're unable to give you the commitment that you deserve because they can't even commit to themselves. This is someone who may flip-flop a lot, or it's really hard for them to follow things through. I wouldn't be surprised if they start different projects without finishing, if they have many relationships from their past that are lacking closure. So yeah, this person feels as though they've been counted out, and whatever was instilled within them as a child, they truly believe those things. And so it's no excuse, but I do feel as though it affects the way that this person handles issues in relationship as an adult. Thank you. We have victimhood. So they're admitting that they play victim a lot. This is someone who is always pointing the finger at others. At the bottom of the deck, we have self-destructive patterns. And see, the audacity is, this is someone who's self-destructive. They sabotage. But they also have a tendency to make it seem as though everyone else around them is the problem. So they play victim a lot, and they play victim very well. But in reality, they're not a victim at all. This is someone who is their own worst enemy. At the top of the deck, we have self-judgment. So they judge themselves a lot. Some of you could feel as though this person doesn't have any morals, or like they have little to no integrity, but deep down, they're hiding a lot of guilt and a lot of embarrassment or shame. Wow. They're actually very critical of themselves silently, okay? They overthink a lot. They overanalyze everything. This person is constantly in their head. They know that they haven't made the healthiest choices throughout life, but it's also giving energy of them not truly wanting to take accountability because they like to appear perfect, or they like for others to perceive them as someone who does no wrong. Give me more. What is this person afraid to tell my viewers? Thank you. All right, we have codependency. So they're very codependent. This is someone who does not like to be alone, but I feel as though they would benefit from spending time with themselves. They feel like they need you, and that's what really bothers them. Many of you are self-reliant. You're able to stand on your own. You're good with or without a partner. But when it comes to this person, they're the complete opposite. Past disappointments is at the bottom of the deck. So they know that they've disappointed you a lot. For some of you, this person would make assumptions in regards to you that they knew were not true. I feel like that was their way of gaslighting or trying to point out your flaws in hopes of deflecting from their own mistakes or their own bad judgment calls. At the top of the deck, we have shame. Thank you for the confirmation, Holy Spirit. So for some of you, they're ashamed of some of the things that they put you through. They could be ashamed of some of their decisions. This is someone who feels like a letdown. They feel like they've let themselves down, but they also feel as though they let the people around them down. They could also be a bit disappointed at themselves for taking certain situations way too far. Give me more. This is someone who doesn't like to admit when they're wrong. Okay? And it takes a lot to take accountability, to own up to mistakes. But this is someone who does not like to admit when they've messed up. All right, we have unhealed past relationships. Like I was telling you guys before, I truly feel like this person has a lot of relationships from their past that lack closure. They're always leaving the door halfway open. They've also been hurt before. And instead of healing the proper way, taking a break when it comes to their love life, I feel like this person jumps in new relationships in hopes of healing from past relationships, with toxicity being at the bottom of the deck. So they've been in some toxic connections, okay? But I also feel as though this person kind of gets off on toxicity. At the top of the deck, we have unhealthiness. Wow. So they've been in some unhealthy unions. This is someone who doesn't even know how to show love in a healthy manner. For a few of you, they could be indulging in activities that may be affecting their health negatively. They could have some bad habits, or this is someone who's unfit. They may not be in the best shape physically. For others of you, they may not be in the best shape mentally. But regardless, this person has some really unhealthy coping mechanisms. And they're also really self-destructive. Give me more. What is this person afraid to tell my viewers? They don't even feel healthy. Okay, they could be experiencing a lot of aches and pains. They definitely don't have a healthy mindset. That may be another reason why this person operates out of negativity, or they have a pessimistic way of thinking. Thank you. We have obsession. So what they're afraid to tell you is that they're obsessed with you, which may be playing a huge role in this person's codependence. Now, they're not just codependent on people. They also have codependencies when it comes to addictions. At the bottom of the deck, we have subconscious projections. So they project a lot. And it's mainly because they don't feel good enough. For a few of you, this person may intentionally do things in hopes of making you obsessed with them. And in reality, they're doing it because they're obsessed with you. This person has a tendency to project their traumas onto you as well. At the top of the deck, we have a fear of incompatibility. So, like I was telling you guys before, they just don't feel good enough. It's also coming out as though this person wonders how they could have ever even gotten involved with someone like you. So there's a lot of insecurity. They feel like you no longer view them as the one. That's another fear. One thing that they need to stop doing is giving false illusions in the initial stages of meeting someone. I feel like they tend to sell people a dream. They make it seem as though they're this perfect person. They know what they want out of life. But see, in reality, when the mask falls off, they're left feeling inadequate and exposed. Give me more. Yeah, they feel like they're not meant for love, or they know that you're good for them, but at the same time, they know that they're not good for you. Thank you. All right. We have trust issues. And if you notice, that card fell out right on top of victimhood and self-destructive patterns. So this is someone who has trust issues, but they also can't be trusted. I feel like they lie a lot. They could be a compulsive liar or a habitual liar. There are times when they sabotage connections due to their trust issues. It's giving, I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me type of energy. They also like to leave before they're left, which is also another self-destructive pattern of this person, with false self-beliefs being here. I feel like they overthink a lot. They make up scenarios or make up false beliefs in their mind, and they actually start to believe those things. For some of you, they had false beliefs in regards to you. It's like deep down, they know that you have good intentions, but they would say things to make it seem as though you're doing them wrong. For some of you, they even twist things. Okay? For example, if you were to confront this person about something that they've done wrong, they'll bring up something that you've done wrong, all to try and make themselves seem like the victim. At the top of the deck, we have sabotaging relationships. Again, thank you for the confirmation, Holy Spirit. And see, their false belief system or their false self-beliefs also contribute to them sabotaging relationships. For some of you, they think that everyone's out to get them. They think that no one can be trusted. They think everyone is like them, when that's not true. So they do things, destructive things, that cause issues in the connection, and then they convince themselves that you deserved it or that they didn't do anything wrong. Give me more. What is this person afraid to tell my viewers? What is this person afraid to tell my viewers? Thank you. All right. We have complaining. And this card actually came out in reverse. So they complain a lot. Every time you look around, they have something negative to say. There's always a rebuttal. Some of you may have felt as though there was no satisfying them. You could have felt as though nothing that you ever did was good enough. But see, with the card coming out in reverse, it lets me know that this person had nothing to complain about. And they knew that. But they would still nitpick you. It's almost like they would find things to complain about. For some of you, they would nitpick you or point out your flaws intentionally to try and bring you down to size or to make themselves feel superior to you. That is so weird. With perfectionism being at the bottom of the deck, see, they just wanted to let you know that you're not perfect. And the reason why they would do that is because they actually do feel as though you're perfect. They felt like you were perfect for them. Perfectly imperfect. Or imperfectly perfect. Yeah, it's like they just had to say things to let you know, hey, you have flaws too. They didn't want you feeling yourself. They may have even done or said certain things intentionally to try and cause you insecurity. It's almost like they were trying to groom you. At the top of the deck, we have belief that everyone betrays. I was just telling you guys that this person thinks that everyone is like them, or they think that everyone is out to get them. They've been betrayed numerous times, so they think everyone is that way. They've done a lot of betraying and they've gotten betrayed. So it's almost like this person was trying to convince themselves that even though they see you as their perfect match, you were going to end up betraying them anyway because everyone does. That is so pitiful. And see, this stems from unhealed abandonment wounds. There's someone who betrayed them. And when the betrayal happened, they were caught off guard. And I feel like it's someone they had a lot of trust in. Someone they should have been able to feel safe with. Give me one more card. Yeah, they actually don't believe that anyone is capable of being loyal, even though you have proven your loyalty. Now, being loyal doesn't mean that you're perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. But you have stood by this person's side. Even when you had every reason to walk away. When you had every reason to turn your back on them. You still stood by this person's side. So yeah, it's giving energy of, I'm going to betray you before you betray me. I'm going to play you before you play me. It's giving that type of energy. Thank you. All right. We have lack mentality, and that card came out in reverse. So this is someone who limits themselves. Okay. They limit their potential. They limit their capabilities. They have a lack mentality. So since they have that lack mentality, everything they do comes in lack. Whatever they give, it comes in lack. This is someone who only does the bare minimum. And see, it's not fair, because even though you don't require a lot, even though you're not a difficult person to please. It doesn't mean that you deserve the bare minimum. It doesn't mean that they should only do the bare minimum. But see, they set limitations on themselves. Therefore, anything that they give will come in lack. But I also feel like they talk a big game, or they make it seem as though they have way more to offer than they really do. They have a huge ego, okay? But underneath the surface is a scared little puppy. They may even talk big. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, they have these big dreams, or at least that's how they portray themselves to be. But in reality, they don't even know where they're going, let alone how to get there. At the bottom of the deck, we have dwelling in the past. So this person lives in the past a lot, okay? They're also dwelling upon times when they treated you unfairly, when they did things that you didn't deserve. This is also someone who holds a grudge. They don't let things go. I just heard God forgives, I don't. That may very well be this person's mentality. God forgives, I don't. But that's why we're supposed to forgive. It's because God is a forgiving God. This is someone who really needs to get it together. If you do anything wrong, they will hold that against you forever. They will never forget about it. But they'll expect you to sweep certain things under the rug that they do wrong. They expect you to get over it. You're always bringing things up. You're always this. You're always that. They're quick to point out when you've done something wrong. They're quick to turn things back around on you and point out where you went wrong. But they expect you to just get over it. Whenever they do something wrong, just get over it. At the bottom of the deck, we have fear of vulnerability. So this is someone who definitely fears being vulnerable, but they actually show a lot of their vulnerability. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied. They show how vulnerable they truly are through being possessive, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I'm seeing here. This is someone who's very possessive over you, and they're possessive even over their time, their energy, their effort, okay? But what they don't understand is that's their weakness, or that's where they show weakness. Them being so possessive is a direct indication of their fear of abandonment. And there's vulnerability there and abandonment. Their fear of abandonment. So yeah, this person has a lot of issues, okay? There are times when some of you may feel like this person isn't even open to receiving love. And to an extent, you're absolutely right. They want to be loved, but they don't know how to be open to love. They don't know how to receive love. The only thing they know how to receive is toxicity and trauma. That's it. The only thing they know how to be open to is a self-destructive pattern, unhealthiness. It's really sad. And see, they blame others for not being open to receiving love. They make it seem as though it's because of what other people have done, when in reality, it's not because of what other people have done. It's because of how they have responded to it. You can't control what other people do. You can't control someone betraying you. You can't control someone hurting you, but you can control how you respond to it. But see, this is someone who has a very negative image of themselves, okay? So to try and deflect from that, they make it seem as though everyone else is the problem. Everyone else needs to change. And that's all because of this person, their fear when it comes to being vulnerable, and their fear when it comes to change. They can't even commit to changing. Not at this moment. So there's a lot of self-destruction here. And it's really sad. It truly is. This is someone who has let past traumas completely take over their life. Many of you have done the best that you can to try and help this person heal. You've tried your best to speak to the emperor or the empress within them. But someone who doesn't believe in themselves, someone who is a victim, someone who prefers to hold on to unhealed past traumas, someone like that will bring you down with them. Okay? So you have to not just set boundaries with them, you have to also be willing to set boundaries with yourself. You don't have anything to prove. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. This is someone who has a lot of issues. There's a lot of growing up that they need to do. Having the audacity to complain or to find fault in everything, when in reality they know they have absolutely nothing to complain about. They're the one who operates out of lack. You operate out of abundance. You know that everything is energy, okay? You know that whatever goes or whatever you lose, if you want it back, it'll come back to you, okay? You haven't taken any losses. You haven't taken any losses whatsoever. But their fear of them not being good enough, their insecurities, their false belief system, the sabotage, the toxicity, if they're not careful, they're going to end up destroying themselves. And they'll only have themselves to blame. All right. And so that is the reading, everyone. If you guys resonated with this, or if you liked this reading, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you as a part of the Mystic family. I love each and every one of you guys so much. You take care. Be safe. Until next time. Bye.